My name is Heather, and I'm a 24-year-old working in an office. Right now, I'm waiting to meet Tim, my date of 3 months. Honestly, it's my first time dating a guy. I grew up in a rural area surrounded by endless farmland. Sometimes it seemed like there were more raccoons around than people. Moving to the city was a shock, with all the tall buildings and busy crowds. My upbringing was quite strict. My dad insisted I focus solely on my studies. About 6 months ago, we had a major disagreement. I argued that, as an adult, I should be free to make my own choices. He didn't budge and said I could leave if I wouldn't listen to him. So I left, asserting my independence. A friend took me to a social event, where I met Tim. Tim, Heather, have you been waiting long? Heather. No, I just arrived. Tim is considerate and attentive, always finding time for our weekly dates despite his hectic schedule. Tim, and then, would you mind turning around for a moment? Tim smoothly took a necklace from his pocket and fastened it around my neck. Heather. It's so beautiful, thank you. I love it. Tim, I'm glad you like it. I was delighted with the necklace Tim gave me. As we parted ways, I appreciated his thoughtful gesture, showing me he cared even on ordinary days. My parents had never allowed me to wear jewelry, and they rarely gave me gifts, even on my birthday. As I admired the necklace, a colleague commented, it might just be from a dollar store. The next day, a junior colleague said to me, Really? I can't believe he gave you something from a dollar store, Heather. If I were you, I'd be upset. He's trying to pass off a cheap gift as something special. I was shocked by their comments. I hadn't noticed where the necklace was from, but its cost didn't matter to me. I was grateful for the thought behind the gift. If you're okay with it, then it's fine, she said with a casual shrug. Tim broke up with me over the phone, catching me off guard. We hadn't spoken much lately, and I sensed something was off. He used to be incredibly thoughtful, but for the past 2 weeks, our daily calls and weekend dates had dwindled, and he became increasingly distant. I couldn't understand what was happening, so I tried to reach out to him multiple times. When Tim finally picked up my call, he sounded cold and detached, nothing like the person I used to know. A breakup? Why? Did I do something wrong, Tim? Not really, he replied flatly. Then what is it? I pressed him for an explanation, but all he could manage was a long, drawn-out sigh. Ew, it's just too much. What I'm trying to say is, let's break up. All of a sudden. Why? My voice wavered as tears filled my eyes, but Tim seemed unaffected. Poor people always get emotional quickly, don't they? What? The call abruptly ended, and although I tried to contact him several times afterward, he never responded. Being dumped without explanation left me heartbroken, and I lost my appetite for days. Junior colleague. Heather, you need to cheer up. You haven't been eating, have you? You're losing weight. My junior colleague was concerned about me and took care of me, but I remained downhearted. Fast forward 3 years. One day, while I was off work, my junior colleague and I were enjoying burgers at the park when a couple strolled by. We're going on a night cruise for dinner. It's the top-tier one, so exciting. I recognized the voice, and when I looked up, there was Tim in a polished suit, alongside a woman dressed in a short jacket, mini skirt, and high heels. I was taken aback by the unexpected encounter, but Tim didn't acknowledge me. Instead, he glanced at my junior colleague and me with a disdainful look. You, fast food at the park is so cheap. How pathetic. Be careful what you say, she might start crying. We should pity her. This is probably the best she can afford. Tim's apparent girlfriend not only failed to reprimand him, but also joined in laughing at us. Tim, seriously, you used to date someone like her? Unbelievable. Were you blind? She linked her arm with Tim's and waved her hand, flaunting flashy nail art as if to emphasize her point. When we first met at a party, I thought she was the reserved type. She seemed refined, like she had money, but then she was content with that cheap necklace. What a poor girl. It was a major turnoff, and now she's eating a burger in the park, so low class. Tim continued to sneer and make derogatory remarks. His demeanor had drastically changed from when we were together, leaving me feeling perplexed. In my place, my junior colleague spoke up, raising her voice. Hey, how can you be so disrespectful? You owe us an apology. Tim's girlfriend sneered. Ah, you're so loud. Birds of a feather flock together, huh? People like you always have a lot to say. You're quick to snap back, But you're all bark and no bite, aren't you? They kept mocking us, adopting an air of superiority and laughing at our expense. That's enough, Heather, my junior colleague said. Let's just ignore them and move on. I was still upset, but I noticed the onlookers murmuring and seemed disturbed by the scene, so I helped my junior colleague settle down. See, you can't even respond. You really are hopeless. Enjoy being poor. You'll never be able to pull off designer brands like we do. What a joke. As I tried to calm my fiery junior colleague, the pair walked away quickly. Heather, don't you feel upset losing that phony brand couple? Maybe you still have feelings for him. Junior, I shook my head, dismissing the idea. How about we go on a dinner cruise? My junior colleague paused for a moment, then asked, are their clothes really just knockoffs? After nodding in agreement, I shared my plan with my junior colleague. Let's give them a little show. A few hours later, my junior colleague and I dressed up and made our way to the dinner cruise. We joined the line for the popular cruise, where guests could enjoy the city lights from a luxury liner while savoring an elegant dinner. As we approached the line, we saw the same couple from earlier. My junior colleague and I confidently walked past them. Tim, Heather. Tim waved dismissively when he spotted us. What's up? Lonely and broke. Did you miss me so much you changed clothes and followed me here? Sorry, I'm not interested in dealing with you. Next to him, Tim's girlfriend joined in the laughter. Girlfriend, are you feeling that desperate? Too bad you can't get a ticket now. Even I had a hard time snagging these. She waved the tickets with a grin. Guess you'll have to miss out. My junior colleague, in a playful mood, pulled out our tickets from her purse. Junior, those must be just regular tickets, right? Heather had no trouble getting express tickets, even on the same day. What? Not just express tickets, but the top-tier premium suite tickets. Aren't those worth several $1,000s? Seeing their shocked expressions, my junior colleague couldn't help but grin. Well, good luck with the clue. With my junior colleague by my side, both of us grinning, we breezed past the long line and made our way to the express gate. Why? What's up with your friend, Tim? She's not just some ordinary woman, is she? 3 years later, our unexpected encounter was as unpleasant as the day we parted ways. Haha, I'm shocked. I knew you were struggling, but you're still at rock bottom. Pathetic. Breaking up was definitely the right move. Tim, momentarily taken aback, glanced at me, my junior colleague, and the burgers we were enjoying, then sneered. Wait, Tim, you used to date someone like this? Unbelievable. Were you blind? The woman linked her arm with Tim's and waved her hand adorned with flashy nail art as though fanning herself. At first, I thought she was reserved when we met at that party. She came across as a foodie, which made me assume she was wealthy, but she was thrilled with that dollar store necklace. What a poor girl. It was such a letdown. And now she's munching on a burger at the park, so low class. Tim continued to sneer and hurl awful comments. His demeanor and behavior were drastically different from when we were dating, leaving me somewhat perplexed. My junior colleague spoke up on my behalf. Hey, how can you be so rude? You should apologize right now. You're so bothersome. You really fit in with your friend. People like you always have a lot to say. Sure, you snap back quickly, but at the end of the day, you're just all bark and no bite. They kept looking down on us and laughing with a condescending attitude. That's enough, Heather. Let's just pay them no mind, said my junior colleague. While my junior colleague was still visibly upset, I noticed people around us whispering and looking uncomfortable, so I tried to calm her down. Look at you. You can't even respond. You're truly hopeless. Enjoy being poor. It's clear you'll never afford designer clothes like us. What a shame. As I was settling down my fiery junior colleague, the pair briskly walked away. Heather, aren't you bothered by losing out to that couple of phonies? Maybe you still have feelings for him. Junior, no, I shook my head, signaling that her assumption was incorrect. Would you like to go on a dinner cruise? My junior colleague was momentarily surprised and asked, Wait, are their clothes really fake? Once I nodded, I shared my plan with her. Let's put on a little display. A few hours later, after my junior colleague helped me get ready, we made our way to the dinner cruise. There was a long line for the sought-after cruise, where guests could enjoy city lights from a luxury liner while savoring an elegant dinner. When my junior colleague and I spotted the couple from earlier in the line, we walked right past them. Tim. Heather. Tim dismissively waved his hand when he saw us. What's going on? Broken and lonely? Miss me so much you decided to follow me and even change your outfit? It's not going to happen. I can't deal with someone like you. Next to him, Kim's girlfriend also burst out laughing. Girlfriend? Did you miss him that much? Too bad you can't get a ticket now. Even I struggle to snag this one. She waved her tickets, grinning smugly. Too bad for you. My junior colleague, still in good spirits, reached into her purse and pulled out our tickets. Junior. Those must be just standard tickets, right? You had a hard time with those. Heather, on the other hand, can easily secure express tickets, even on the same day. What? Not just express tickets, but the top-tier private suite tickets. Aren't those worth several $1,000s? Seeing their astonished expressions, my junior colleague smirked. Good luck waiting in line. With my junior colleague grinning beside me, we skipped past the long line and headed to the express gate. What is going on? Tim, who is she? She's not just some ordinary person, is she? 3 years later, this unexpected run-in was as unpleasant as the day we broke up. Wow, I'm amazed. I knew you were struggling, but you really haven't moved on. You're still pathetic. Breaking up with you was definitely the right decision. Tim, momentarily taken aback, glanced at me, my junior colleague, and the burgers we were eating, then sneered. Really, Tim? You dated someone like her? I can't believe it. Were you not paying attention? His companion linked her arm with Tim's and waved her hand, showing off flashy nail art. When we first met her at a party, she seemed modest. I thought she was a food expert and assumed she was wealthy. But she was pleased with a necklace from the dollar store. How pitiful. It was such a disappointment. And now she's eating a burger in the park, so low class. Tim continued to sneer and hurl insulting remarks. His demeanor and attitude had drastically changed from when we dated, leaving me feeling somewhat puzzled. In my place, my junior colleague spoke up, raising her voice. Hey, how can you be so disrespectful? You owe us an apology. You're irritating. You and your friend, you're so loud. People like you always talk back quickly, but in the end, you're just all bark and no bite, right? They continued to belittle us, laughing with an air of superiority. That's enough, Heather. Let's just ignore them, my junior colleague said. Despite my junior colleague still being upset, I noticed the people around us whispering and looking uncomfortable, so I tried to calm her down. Ha, look at that, you can't even respond. You're truly hopeless. Enjoy being poor. It's clear you'll never afford designer brands like us. What a shame. As I soothed my fiery junior colleague, the pair left in a hurry. Heather, aren't you bothered by losing out to that pair of phonies? Maybe you still have feelings for him. Junior, no, I shook my head, dismissing her suggestion. Would you like to go on a dinner cruise? My junior colleague paused for a moment and then asked, Wait, are their clothes really fake? After confirming my nod, I laid out my plan to her. Let's put on a show for them. A few hours later, after getting dressed up with the help of my junior colleague, we headed to the dinner cruise. The line was long for the popular cruise, where guests could admire the city lights from a luxury liner and enjoy an elegant dinner. When we spotted the same couple from earlier in the line, my junior colleague and I confidently walked past them. Tim. Heather. As Tim noticed us, he waved his hand dismissively. What's going on? Lonely and down on your luck. Did you miss me so much you followed me here and even changed your clothes? It's not happening. I can't handle someone like you. Kim's girlfriend joined in the laughter. Did you regret it that much? Too bad you can't get a ticket now. Even I had trouble getting this one. She waved her tickets triumphantly. Better luck next time. Meanwhile, my junior colleague, brimming with cheerfulness, pulled out our own tickets from her purse. Junior. Those must be just standard tickets, right? Heather can easily score express tickets, even on the same day. What? Not just express tickets, but the luxurious private suite premium tickets. Aren't those worth several $1,000s each? Noticing their astonished expressions, my junior colleague gave them a cheeky grin. Good luck waiting in line. With my junior colleague by my side, we skipped past the long line and made our way to the express gate.